So I'm here in New York for literally like 2 days because invited me out to check out some stuff that they're coming out with in a number of weeks. Stuff I can't show you. It's currently in this bag. And since this was just a quick trip, I didn't want to pack a bunch of stuff. I'm known for packing my DJI Ronin 4D, my Pocket 6K Pro, a bunch of cine lenses and all that stuff. And to be honest, this is my first time where I didn't even pack any of it. So for this trip, I wanted to test out what I think is the ultimate minimalist travel iPhone setup.
I know I just did a video on the 𝗬𝗧𝗨 setup a couple videos ago, but there was a lot of questions in there talking about like, hey, how fast are the read and writes? Can you film for a long time? Does it overheat? And so I just wanted to kind of make this natural follow-up video just because I had this quick trip to New York a couple days ago. And the reason I went there was only for a couple hours, so I literally had like 48 hours where I was just kind of walking the streets, roaming around, having fun, shooting random things. And so I was using the phone for a long time. I was shooting to the SSD all day long, 4K 60, 4K 24, with me talking to it for a couple of minutes at a time, trying different levels of stabilization, all these different things. Nothing ever overheated, nothing ever corrupted, no file issues. And one thing I didn't talk about in the last video is, let's say you didn't shoot straight to the SSD. You, for whatever reason, shot everything internal. My phone is filled up so many times, and sometimes you aren't right next to the computer then, and you want to start prepping to kind of edit this footage later. Well, when I was sitting on the subway, I was able to plug in the SSD. I opened up the Blackmagic Camera app, went to the media page, scrolled through all of these different clips that I needed to save, and then I just copied them over to the 𝗬𝗧𝗨 SSD. So then when I got back to my hotel room, I could just take the SSD out, plug it directly into my iPad, into my Mac, and boom, it acts like any other SSD out there. So a couple people asked, like, is this like a proprietary iPhone SSD? No, it's just a regular ultra fast SSD that you can use for all your devices. It's just kind of aimed at the crowd currently with the adapters that it comes with and such for filming on an iPhone. But absolutely, it's a great SSD that you can use on all your devices.
I want you to remember that about 95% of this video was shot on the iPhone, and if you've been at all impressed by some of the sample footage and want to achieve similar results with your own phone, definitely check out my iPhone filmmaking guide in the description below. I go in depth to all the different various camera apps you could use, but besides just the gear, we go over the important fundamentals that allow you to actually get results similar to the pros. This is the first time I'm mentioning it, but I'm actually working on a version 2 of my guide. I'm going to be adding even more modules, going even deeper, and getting really excited for that alongside the new iPhone next month. Thanks to the hundreds of you who have joined and sent me all your videos about how it's improving your iPhone footage. If you're interested in learning more, check it out below. So right now I'm shooting in 4K 24 ProRes LT. I've got the Rode wireless mic, and it's showing that I have about 6 hours and 45 minutes of record time. So that is to the 1 terabyte card. I think for vacation, vlogging, stuff like that, this is absolutely the setup to go with, because no one's really going to stop you for filming on a phone. As long as recording on a phone is fine in the place that you're at. I've been stopped in so many areas because of, you know, having big cameras, lenses, and the whole package, but no one's really going to stop you for something like this. And then to still be able to get pro features like an SSD attached, like a wireless microphone if you wanted to, it's just so inconspicuous and such a great minimal setup.
If I'm just going out on a boat for a day, I used to just bring my big cameras for still photography and video because I wanted to capture good stuff. But as you can see with this setup, filming directly onto the 𝗬𝗧𝗨 all day in the hot sun, never overheating one time. And if I want to throw it on a tripod, or I want to do some crazy move where I want to make sure it's stabilized, something like the Insta360 Flow, they just came out the Flow Pro.
A lot of people may ask, like, Michael, you don't even need to use the gimbal. The phone stabilization is good enough. And I actually agree with you. I'm not using the gimbal right now at all. This is just the standard stabilization on the iPhone, and it probably looks pretty great. Don't even need to stabilize it in post. The purpose that I really like using the Insta360 Flow is because of its tripod feature and because of its tracking features. So if I wanted to set the tripod up right now, run and get a wide shot of me entering the city and all that, that is what I use the 360 for, not really for the stabilization even, because most of the phones don't need it. Now, Insta360 actually just came out with their new Flow Pro. So if you guys want me to check that one out and make a video review on it, definitely hit the like button and let's make it happen.
As someone who has a lot of admiration for street photographers, I am way too introverted to just like stand in a spot for too long or aim even my phone towards the general direction of people and film them for too long. But I can definitely do it better with a phone just because it looks less intense and people give you less weird looks, especially in a city like New York. So for people like me, a minimalist setup has been absolutely crucial to have. Now in a couple weeks, we're gonna finally see the iPhone 16 and 16 Pro. Now the founder of 𝗬𝗧𝗨𝗙𝗙, Vadim, and I sat down last week and had a great conversation. That video is coming soon, talking about what we're hoping to see with the iPhone 16 and 16 Pro. So we're gonna go really in depth to all that. So make sure you stick around so you can check that out. But what I hope to see in the nutshell is definitely a bigger sensor. I just want to see more natural depth of field. I mean, this shot here, I just love because it's not using any external lenses, no tricks, no cinematic mode. It's just we've gotten to a place where the phone sensors are starting to get big enough where if you have a subject and the background has enough distance between them to create some natural depth, you're getting really beautiful depth of field. And that makes me so excited. I would say the only thing that I would change about my setup for this trip is for some reason I brought my Rode Wireless Pros, which I absolutely love, but it could have been an even cleaner setup if I brought the DJI Mic 2 because their receiver has a no cable option where you can use the little USB-C thing. That would have looked super clean, super awesome. The Rode Wireless Pro, I was having trouble with the Insta360 because once the phone was on top, there was nowhere to really mount the receiver and it was causing too much weight on one side. So the gimbal wasn't working that great when I was trying to use the mic and everything. So the DJI Mic 2 would have been the way smarter option. And I think that would have been really the ultimate minimalist travel setup. So hopefully this answers all your questions on the 𝗬𝗧𝗨𝗙𝗙 professional SSD setup. Huge shout out to them for again sponsoring this video. If you want to learn more about the campaign and this new product from them, check out the top link in the description below. And if you have any further questions, let me know in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching. See you guys in the next video.